So, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm extremely amped up right now. And if I start shouting or yelling in this video, then you're gonna realize why in a moment. I am not afraid of criticism when it comes to social media. I realize that everybody comes into social media with their own agenda and their own way of looking at things. And that's cool. So let's not get it twisted. I'm not necessarily mad at anyone saying I'm an idiot or whatever because of some of the views that I may express on social media. That's not really the point. The thing that gets me angry is the blind support that I see that people have for certain people. In this video, we're talking about the Democratic Party as a whole and certain Democratic leaders. Okay? Now, let me say this first and make this clear so that people out there watching or whatever will not get it twisted. I am not a Republican. I would never be a Republican. Okay? I don't support conservative issues. You know, in my opinion, the Republican Party is a party of racists and all kinds of other bigots. So let's not get that twisted. I don't fuck with Fox News or any of that shit or whatever. So I don't get none of my views from the Fox News or the Wall Street Journal or Forbes magazine or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a free thinker. I'm a free thinker in the purest sense of the word. I think for my fucking self. I don't let other people think for me. Okay? That includes the Democratic Party. I see through their bullshit. Okay? So, this past week, we had a government shutdown last weekend. Last Friday. And the Democrats, as usual, caved when they had the opportunity, had the leverage to do something for marginalized people in this country, in particular the immigrants, and they caved, as they usually do. Why is it that Democrats or Democratic leaders cannot push an agenda that is favored by a majority of the country? Why? Answer me that question. Everyone, you know, a lot of my liberal friends believe in the Democratic Party. That's their prerogative. But don't sit up there and say that I am stupid for seeing through Democrats' bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to blindly follow the Democratic Party, then so be it. But I ain't the one. And here's the deal. I stated this before on one of my statuses a long time ago. Democrats treat minorities in the same manner that Republicans treat fundamentalist Christians. They do. Exactly. That's exactly it. Democrats, the only people that Democratic leaders support, as a whole, as a group, support are the big donors that finance their campaigns and the people who put money in their pockets. They don't even fuck with the unions like they used to. Why is it that the UAW and all these other powerful unions or whatever that existed back when I was a child, back when my parents were adults, why they're almost crushed? They don't have shit now. It used to be that you can go to an auto plant, become a journeyman, make about 30 or 40 bucks an hour plus benefits. You know what I'm saying? Now you're making $15 an hour at a car plant. And you have to pay for your own medical insurance. But the Democratic Party cares about you, right? No, they don't give a shit about you. Only thing they care about is corporations and their corporate donors. And y'all too fucking blind to even realize that. The Democrats don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about black people. They don't give a fuck about Mexicans. They don't give a fuck about any of us. They play us. And what you gonna do? You gonna vote these same assholes in time after time after time. All the time when they do the same fucking shit over and over again. Y'all don't remember the crash of '08. And what happened? Yeah, it was under Bush. But what happened? The Democratic majority in the House and the Senate voted to give the banks a whole bunch of our money. For nothing. Them assholes should have went to jail. And they gave them our money. What they do after that? They made it harder for people to file bankruptcy. Under the Democrats. Democratic majority in the House and the Senate. Obama gets in. And then what happens? More corporate fuckery. As soon as Obama was elected, who did he appoint? He appointed bullshit fucking Wall Street executives as a part of his cabinet. Y'all believe in that shit. I don't. Y'all been had. Y'all been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok, led astray. And it's still going on right now. The Democrats had leverage. Fuck the government shutdown. They could have, every time the Republicans shut down the government, what happened? They won. The Republicans got the White House, the Senate, and the House. The whole country was blaming them for the government shutdown. Because how the fuck could they not pass anything when they got all the chambers? They got the judiciary, they got the legislative branch, and they got the executive branch. And they can't pass shit. Democrats for once this whole time had leverage. And what they did, what did they do? They gave it up. They gave it up. Obama couldn't even appoint judges. Couldn't even appoint a Supreme Court justice. Democrats caved. That's why we got Betsy fucking DeVos as like the education secretary. They are paid to lose. Y'all don't believe me. But ask yourself why. Why won't they support things that are supported by a majority of Americans? Medicare for all is supported by a majority of Americans. A strong majority. We ain't talking about 51%. We're talking about down near 80% of all Americans support Medicare for all. Single payer health care. And what are they doing? Oh, well, we got to think about it. We got to think about it. But it was easy as fuck for them to pass Obamacare, which is basically Romney care, nationalized. The ACA, the Affordable Care Act, was already broken to begin with, and it's fragile. And we see right now that all they had to do would just tweak a little bit here and tweak a little bit there, and it's almost null and void. Had we had Medicare for all, had we had single payer, that wouldn't even be possible. You got Americans suffering because they have to pay for health care. And what do the Democrats do? Oh, they continue to take money from big drug companies. They continue to take money from big insurance companies. So when it is a time for us to pass legislation that'll actually help the people, you know what happens? It doesn't get done. But I'm silly, right? Y'all fooled. You guys are fooled. And just like the people on the other side, those conservatives who, no matter what Trump does, they think he's the best thing since sliced bread. There's plenty of you on our side too. I'm a real fucking progressive. I don't know about y'all. I'm a real progressive. Democrats gotta earn my fucking vote. I don't vote blue just because. Well, at least they're not Republicans. They're in the same fucking pockets. I will vote green before I let any of these fucking sellouts into Washington again. And that's my word. Y'all keep voting for them. They don't give a shit about your issues. Gay marriage. When Clinton was in office, gay marriage was coming up. And Clinton said, I don't support gay marriage. And his wife said, I don't support gay marriage. And then the senators and stuff like that, I don't support gay marriage under the Bush years. Then Obama came in, I don't support gay marriage. Then that gay money started coming in. And then finally, it started polling really strong. Now all of a sudden you're a champion for homosexuals? No. You wasn't down with gay marriage when it was hard to be down with it. That's what I mean by phony progressives. You take a stand, even when it's hard to take that stand. When the rest of the world is going to be against you, you take that stand. We just celebrated Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King was against a lot of things that got him enemies, even amongst the people who first supported him. When he came out against the Vietnam War, when he came out against racism and poverty in the North, all those white liberals who supported him or whatever when he was talking about the South, they turned their backs on him. If you don't believe me, read the correspondence between him and Harry Belafonte. It's all right there. The King Center got all his archives. Y'all, and that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Like I said, you know, I don't like the Republicans. I don't like the Republicans at all, for the most part. But these Democrats, ain't nothing worse than the motherfucker who says he's for you, he's with you, and all that type of stuff, but behind your back, he's stabbing you. He's making it worse for you. Ain't nobody representing the working class no more. Nobody. Ain't nobody really representing minorities no more. You can go green. You can become a socialist. Now, people ask me, Mario, when will you run? When will you run? Will you run for office? I can't run as a fucking Democrat. I have to run as something I actually believe in. I have to run as a socialist or something. You know, because at least the socialists throughout the history of this country had our back the whole time. When it was hard to have our back, they had our back. The founders of the NAACP, many of those people were socialists. And I'm supposed to blindly support the Democratic Party that won't support me? They made it hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I get a credit card. I remember back when I was in college, you get a credit card. The highest interest rate you would get is about 13%, maybe 13.5, maybe 13.8. Now the credit card companies can charge you 20-something% interest, maybe even 30-something% interest. Why? Because Democrats made that possible. Yeah, Republicans did too, but Democrats made that possible also. The Republicans wouldn't have a chance to do it if the Democrats didn't support them. And think about it locally. Think about local politics. Think about how many times or whatever a Democratic mayor or a Democratic what do you call that, district attorney went against minorities, went against black folks. Bob McCullough is a Democrat. Yet that motherfucker laughed and gloated when that cop got off or whatever for shooting Mike Brown. Laughed and gloated. Y'all need to wake up. The Republicans, especially the black Republicans, they worse. But they do have a point. Y'all motherfuckers living on a plantation right now. And y'all buck dancing for massa. These Democrats can do whatever the fuck they want to us, and we excuse it. You know what? Because they say they for us. They say they like us. But talking the talk ain't shit to me. You gotta walk the walk. Show it in your legislation. Show it in your voting record. Republicans can do everything to get shitty legislation, shit that a majority of Americans don't even support, to pass. And what the fuck we do as Democrats, as progressives? We lull ourselves to sleep. Democratic leaders or whatever cave. Them motherfuckers talking about, but we got 25 senators facing re-election right now. We can't afford a government shutdown. You weak motherfuckers, what are you talking about? The last government shutdown was basically orchestrated, was the brainchild of Ted Cruz. And he won. And then the motherfucker ran for president. Y'all need a backbone. A backbone. Democrats. We need a party, or at least we need fucking candidates in the Democratic Party who's gonna fight for us. At least that. We need real progressives. And every time these motherfuckers show that they not progressives for real, we need to vote their asses out. That's my word. We need to vote their asses out. Primary the shit out of them. Every time they cave in on some of this shit, we need to primary them. Until we get the party that we want. And if they won't let us do that, which they trying to make it difficult for us to do right now, then we need to support a whole nother party. We need to go green or something. For real. Because they keep showing us over and over again that they don't care about us. It's like being in a relationship with someone who they say they love you, but then they might, I don't know, they might stay at the club a little bit too late. You know, all the time. You know, it ain't just like, oh, you know, I went out with my friends or whatever, you know, and it was like one time or whatever for the entire year. We're talking about all the time. You find secret text messages or whatever from other guys or other girls. You know what I'm saying? There's a strange smell on them and all kinds of other stuff. But they keep saying they love you. What you say and what you do should match. If they don't, then you're fraudulent. You're fake. You're phony. The Democratic Party is phony. And we saw through that shit. That's the reason why we supported Senator Sanders during the primary. Because we saw the corporatist, middle-of-the-road Democrat that Clinton was. That's the reason why we didn't vote for her the last time and voted for Obama instead. Now, Obama proved to be the same type of shit that Clinton was, but we voted for Senator Sanders or whatever because he was supposed to be different, because he was actually speaking on our behalf. $15 minimum wage. We need that shit. Ain't no fucking reason why any professional should be making $15 an hour in 2018. That's burger flipping money. But y'all cool with it. Now add insult to injury, they know they paying y'all bullshit. So what they do? They put a payday loan place and a title loan place on every fucking corner, even in the suburbs. It ain't just the hood. Then they pass legislation to make it easier for them to do this shit. Go look around you. Go to any major street or whatever in your city, in your suburb, wherever. And I bet you see a title loan place or a payday loan place because they know that they ain't paying you enough. So they make you pay for that shit on loans. And y'all fighting with people at McDonald's over $15 an hour. $15 an hour ain't shit. It was decent money in the 80s. It's 30 years later. Get your head out your fucking asses. Everything, the cost of everything has gone up. But, you know, so this is what we want. We want amnesty for dreamers. We want our chain immigration. We want immigrants to be able to bring their families here easier. We want voting rights for black folks. We want $15 minimum wage. Nothing less. We want free state college. We want free health care. Y'all better be on board with that shit. Because it's coming. The next bubble is already here. And it's about to pop any fucking moment now. And when it does, y'all going to look back on this video and know that Mario told you so. Because they ain't learned their lessons from the last one. It was one before that. It was a bubble that busted in 2001. There was a bubble that busted before that. And they keep doing the same shit over and over again. We need economic justice. We need social justice. Anything less is a progressive. I'm sorry. And if your senators, your representatives your mayors, your district attorneys, whoever else that's is an elected official. I don't give a fuck if it's dog catcher or license collector. If they can't deliver on that shit and they're Democrats, primary the fuck out of them. Please. Or vote for somebody, vote another party. It ain't gotta be R. That's a false dichotomy that they put on us. Democrat versus Republican. Last time I voted in a major election, I counted at least 8 to 10 political parties. Some of them for progressives like me and many of you. Some of them for conservatives. But there are a lot of fucking political parties out there. Choose one. Quit being a bot. Quit supporting these people that won't support you. You support people who put black folks to prison in droves and don't give a fuck about black lives. But they'll scream Black Lives Matter when the cameras are in front of them so they can appease us somehow. Oh, let me win these votes. Black Lives Matter, let me win these votes. And in the moment we got done voting or whatever, what happens? It's business as usual. We need to wake up, folks. Get rid of these people. Get rid of these people. Primary these people. Vote third party. Whatever you got to do, get rid of them. But we need true progressives in there. Not these phonies. Not these corporatists. These people that would give corporations everything and the people nothing. The people don't have shit anymore. We all struggling. All of us. Please. Please. And just like the message saying, do your research. Do your research. Don't get caught up on MSNBC and CNN and Fox News and like that. Do your research. There's plenty of websites out there. Go and search their voting record. Find out what they did. There's a lot of these so-called progressives don't even visit their districts anymore. So yeah, please, y'all, please, let's stop supporting these corporate sellout Democrats. Blindly supporting them. We can support the Democratic Party, but only if there are progressives in that party. And let me put it to you this way: quiet as it's kept, when there are true progressives in that party, what they do, they throw them out. What happened to what's her name? Cynthia McKinney. What happened to what's my man name in Florida? He just came back maybe a couple cycles ago. When they bucked the system, they got kicked out. They got primaried by more conservative Democrats than they were. And the Democratic Party funded that. They don't care about progressives. They don't care about progressive issues. They're not real progressives. They're phonies. Please. Well, that's the end of my rant. I'm gonna end that here. Do your research. Support real progressives. Let's not let these Democrats, these sellout Democrats, cave anymore and sell out any more of our people. You know what this immigration thing is all about? The immigration thing is all about keeping a white majority in this country. That's what it's all about. It ain't got nothing to do with crime or anything like that. Those are just buzzwords. It has everything to do with keeping a white majority. Exactly. And that's the thing. So, I'm sorry. I posted this on Facebook. I was gonna do this on YouTube, and you know, but I thought that this was more important to be said now than have to wait an hour for it to upload and then hope that people would actually click on it. But yeah, we have to do better. Progressives, we have to do better. We cannot fall for the okie doke no more. We ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe in 2018. We ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe in 2020. We're gonna do better. We have to do better, because it's not only the lives of those people who braved all kind of obstacles to come to this country for whatever opportunities they think that they have in this country, or to escape oppression or murder or something like that. It's all about us too. Us working people, us American working people who work our entire lives and barely have enough to get by on. So, all right, I'm gonna answer this question before I go. So it says, is it wise to split the Democratic vote in the middle of a social meltdown? Republicans are always going to vote Republican. Democrats have to put forth the primary candidates. Hold on. Primary progressive candidate. If they don't, can we afford to vote third party? We have to. We have to. Sometimes shit has to get worse before they can get better. And I hate to say that. I don't like the fact that Trump is in office. And I gain nothing by Trump being in office. But sometimes you have to show people that you mean business. You know, let's do it like this. Let's say it like this, okay? None of us like to be alone. None of us. Okay? And you with somebody, and they ain't right. You know, and you need for them, open the door and watch out for your brother and sister. They should be coming out. But you know, you need somebody. You need somebody in your life, and somebody in your life makes you feel good, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You know, you don't want to be alone. You don't want to play that field anymore because, you know, it was some weird shit out there or whatever. But sometimes you have to let it go, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be, it's going to be really, really devastating to your spirit and your soul, and, you know, and your being, and your heart is going to break, and you're going to cry every night and stuff like that. But you're gone out of a toxic relationship, and you have an opportunity to rebuild. And that's what I'm talking about right here. Sometimes we have to just go through this shit or whatever in order to rebuild. And I was thinking that these corporate Democrats, people like Schumer and Feinstein and all these other people, whatever, even my Senator Claire McCaskill, I was thinking that they would have learned some type of lesson through all this, and that they will vote in favor of progressive issues. They will fight real hard for progressive issues, because we're out there marching all the time. We're shouting and picketing and marching and making our stances known. We're on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all kinds of other stuff, making our stances known. We're polling. You know, our issues are polling better than their issues. And we thought that they would champion our issues, but they keep showing time and time again that they're only for corporations. Do you stay in a toxic relationship? Women, do you stay with a man that's beating your ass all the time? Men, do you stay with a woman that's cheating on you all the time? Fuck no. You leave their asses. It hurts, and it's hard, and you have to sleep alone at night. You have nobody that you could go to for for warmth and comfort and stuff like that. I don't give a damn how many times that nigga buy you flowers and stuff like that and say he's sorry for blacking your eye. You leave him. You leave him. And that's what I'm saying to do with the Democratic Party. If they don't want to do it, if they don't want to be about progressive issues, they don't want to be about the people, you leave them. I'm already going there to get your brother and sister. They ain't came out yet. You leave them. Sometimes you have to do that, and I know it's hard. And as you know, it's going to be, I mean, the damage is already done. Trump is already in office. The Republicans are already in office. And if we have to take 2 more years or whatever of bullshit Republican policy in order to send a message to these corporate fucking sellout Democrats, then so be it. Shit. And I'm going to tell you like this. My people been through a lot worse. For real. We ain't had no let up. Go ahead and put your bag in the trunk. Okay. We ain't had no let up. We had 200 or so years of slavery in this country. From 1619 to 1865. So let's say 250 years of slavery in this country. Then there was a time where things seemed like they were going to be okay. Then we had 100 more years of Jim Crow, de facto slavery, segregation. Segregation illegally ended in 1964. But we had de facto segregation after that. And we still have de facto segregation. You know, so you're gonna have to be uncomfortable. My people survived slavery, lynchings, all kinds of shit. I'm pretty sure that all of us as Americans, we could survive another 2 years of a Republican majority in the House and the Senate if we have to, in order to send a message to these people. And I know it sounds counterintuitive. I wish beyond everything that I can muster. I wish that, you know, we could get rid of the Republican majority in 2018. I wish that. I really do. But I don't want to replace Republicans with Republican light. That's the point. I don't want to replace Republicans with Republican light. I need progressives. If you're going to be blue, be blue. Don't be purple, be blue. All right, that's the end of this. Y'all be peace.